let's take a moment to talk about our sponsor.
Are you a veteran DM with more campaign ideas than prep time? Yeah, of course you are. Aren't we all? Does your party have a habit of going to the person or place that you would least expect? If they're like my group, they sure do. What if I were to tell you that I could put a team of professional writers alongside you at your desk to cut down on your campaign prep? What if I were to tell you that you could bring them along with you at your game sessions for when those pesky players go off the rails? Sounds pretty good, huh? With Describe, we could do just that. These narratives vividly describe monsters, places, spells, people, you name it. It's there. And there are more than 6,000 of these easy to search up, copy and pastable, beautifully written narratives right at your fingertips. I've been running games for the better part of 40 years, and I must admit, I've gotten a bit lazy. I just don't have the time I used to. And I've been using Terrain, which is minimizing my need for descriptive narratives. Stuff is right out there in front of you. Why describe it? When I was prepping for an Acorn's journey, a DMD story, I used Describe quite a bit. When you listen, you can hear it. One of the things I like the most about Describe is that if the narrative doesn't fit perfectly with your encounter, it's easy to modify while still sounding really good. I did that an awful lot. I think this makes the more than 6,000 narratives that they have available for you even more valuable. It almost doubles what you have at your fingertips. You should give it a shot. Describe has graciously provided us with a discount for our listeners. Head on over to describe.com/DMD. That's DSCRYB.com/DMD. Use the code DMD at checkout to try Describe for 2 weeks free. Links will be in the show notes.
And now, back to the show.
Greetings and salutations, DMs, GMs, referees, judges, game operations directors, and all other varieties of storytellers. This is your DM, Scott, and it's time for another DM Quick Tip. It's our homebrew world. Where do Longwei and Madry come from? By now, you've met Longwei and Madry, the Kobold and Tortle companions of our actual play, An Acorn's Journey, a DMD story. By now, you've probably suspected that they are strangers in the Wylderynn, and by now, you've probably figured out that there is an Eastern theme to these characters. So who are they? Well, Madry and Longwei have known each other for many years. At one time, they were bitter enemies, with Longwei serving a cruel overlord and Madry being a defender of his temple. Both hail from a distant land to the east. As the legend goes, one day they met one another on the field of battle, Longwei the conqueror and Madry the defender. So fierce was their battle that it lasted days until both combatants conceded. Thus, great respect was forged between the two. They bowed to one another and vowed never to face one another in battle again. So moving was this show of mutual respect that both armies put down their arms and bowed to one another. Enraged, the warlord sent a greater force and slaughtered Longwei's army and the temple defenders. Longwei and Madry, however, were taken prisoner to be executed as an example. The two escaped with the help of a friend of Longwei's. They journeyed across the eastern ocean to Kern and eventually found themselves in the Wylderynn. Longwei and Madry are the only outsiders in this group, and no one but Longwei and Madry know their background. Well, up until now, that is. So it's up to you to keep their secret. I realize that this probably raises some more questions, such as what is the mysterious eastern land they come from, who lives there, and will I hear more of their capture and escape? Now, the land they come from is called Hachinokuna Kani. This is a collective name for a series of islands to the east of Kern, the continent where An Acorn's Journey, a DMD story, takes place. It is a land of cherry blossoms and lotus flowers. This, of course, is loosely based on feudal Japan and the Oriental Adventures book from 2nd edition. It is inhabited by species of anthropomorphic animals, amongst others. If you're interested in the backstory of Longwei and Madry, our patrons over on Patreon may just get to hear an actual play of that story in the coming months. How did they come together as a team, and what the heck is Birch Grove? About a year before the events in An Acorn's Journey, a DMD story takes place, Birch Grove was attacked by creatures called the Faceless Ones. Birch Grove is Dash's home. Flyers from the Fairy of the Birch were sent in all directions to seek help. Longwei and Madry answered the call, as did Earring, the cat warrior, and Mokwee. Sun Glistens on the Water came from the north, where he was tending to an old oak tree and healed the injured after the Battle of Birch Grove. He is known to all in the Wylderynn as a keeper of the trees and a healer. During the aftermath of the battle, Sun remained in the grove for several weeks. It was there that he grew to know Dash, Longwei, Madry, Mokwee, and Earring as well. Birch Grove is mentioned throughout an Acorn's Journey, a DMD story, and sets up the events of the actual play. Interested in this prequel? Well, you can listen to that over on Patreon. Head on over and become a patron. Now, there are many more details to our homebrew world, and these are just a few. We'll see you next time in the dojo. You can support the Dungeon Master's Dojo in some very simple ways. Be patronizing, like Lou, and become a patron on Patreon and unlock exclusive patron content.
Or if you're like Scott and long-term commitment is an issue, you can buy a Sasaki, shop our merch page for DMD swag, or use our Drive-Thru RPG affiliate link next time you shop Drive-Thru RPG.
Or visit us on the web at thedungeonmastersdojo.com. There, you'll find links to all the above. Don't forget to email us and say hello.
Thanks for listening.